So at the end of the last video, we were talking about how the size of the box, so in this bar here, is much higher than this one. So given their favorite subject is math, they are associated with being more, they like technology classes more than an English person would. So anytime these are different, then you would say there's an association. So the question is there an association between favorite core subject and favorite elective? If so, describe it. So we would say yes here. And then exactly what we had talked about at the last video, math people tend to prefer tech, and it looks like they also prefer PE, the orange one, more than English. And English people prefer the other three more than math. So it would be foreign language, sorry, I was trying to abbreviate that and that didn't work out. So foreign language, music, and art. Sorry, this is not loading very well. More than math. Math people. Okay. So like I was saying in the last video, if you have a situation where you have more than just, in this one we just had math versus English. If you have like different levels, like levels of education, you're going to see like maybe a trend, like where one thing is increasing, the other one is decreasing. So you'll see that as well. So you can talk about an association of higher education tends to associate with higher employment rates. Okay. So now we're going to go to just some key vocabulary. So we just went through all of these types of distributions. So I'll let you write these down, and you can pause the video here to write them down. I'm just going to talk a little bit about them. The frequency is just finding the totals. Relative frequency is finding the totals divided by the overall total. Conditional is, again, you can do it by the row or by the column. So it gives you the relative frequencies of each response variable given the specific value of the explanatory. So it just depends on where you put your explanatory variable, which typically will do the column. And then if the relative frequencies in a row of a conditional distribution are different, then we associate that with the explanatory variable. So if you didn't have a chance to write all of that down, go ahead and pause the video and write it down. So now we're going to go on to StatCrunch instructions. So on your homework, you'll be able to pull up your table in StatCrunch, and it will do a lot of the calculations for you. So I wanted to go through it by hand so you understood where those numbers were coming from. And then you can also do it by hand in your homework if you prefer. So typically if you're pulling up the homework in StatCrunch, you will be able to skip one because it will already do that step for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go to StatCrunch now. So here is StatCrunch. I entered in our data here that we did for this whole example. So if you want to find a contingency table for this one, you can hit Stat, and then you're going to go to Tables, and then Contingency, and then with Summary. Then you're going to select your columns. So the columns of our column variable is the math and the English column. So we're going to select those two. And then our row label, the one that's labeling our rows is the elective. So that column is all of our row labels. And then you can do several different things here. If you're doing just the conditional distribution that we did at the last, that would be your column percent. So you click on column percent there. And you can calculate percent of total as well. So then you just compute it, and it's going to give you all of those in percentages. So you can see all of the other distributions. They're just all in one. So this is my original distribution, and then the marginal distribution is that 8, 5, 5, 4, and 8. I think that was right. 8, 5, 5, 4, 8. And then you'll see the 14, 16, and 30. Then the relative frequency distribution was these percentages here. And again, we use them, Pearson, I think, has you round it to 3 decimal places and not as a percent, as a decimal. And then these other percentages should match our conditional distribution. So the ones in parentheses, we've got the 0.14, 0.375, 0.071, and so on. So that gives you your conditional probability or conditional distribution that you needed to find. So if you do that, then you can enter in all of your data in your homework like that. Okay. So give your homework a shot. If you have any questions, I'll be here tomorrow, so you can ask me then. All right. Have a good day.